What's up guys, Dragon Gaming here. Today I'm going to be showing you some commands that you can use to basically do Lumberjack and Autosmelt. One person I would like to shout out in this video is someone called KJ Plays. He does some great Minecraft content such as Let's Play, so I recommend you guys check him out. I'll give a link in the description to his channel, so please make sure you do subscribe to him. Now let's get into the video then. So I'm going to be showing you how to make it so when you mine the bottom of a tree, it basically destroys all the blocks above it. This works for all types of trees, and same with Autosmelt. You know, when you mine an ore, you get given the ingot and the XP as well along with that. It also does it with food as well. If you want, you can do it with glass as well, if you change some of the names and stuff like that. So there's the auto cook. So let me show you how these things work. So you can see this is the chain. Now you can see there's only one chain per type of log, so only one of these chains does the log. So this first command here is a repeating command block, and it's basically executing all entities that has type is an item and the name is oak log. So basically performs a command on the behalf of this item, which is oak log. And then tilde tilde tilde, which detects the block above the oak log, the item, which basically fills log 0 and then fill, so it detects the log, and then it fills the one above it with air. Make sure you add destroy, so otherwise if you just add air, then it's just going to remove it. It's not going to drop any of the items or make, you know, the sounds. It's just going to remove it. The next command is basically quite a similar thing. It basically fills the one above it. It fills the log 2 blocks above the item that's dropped. So it detects 2 blocks above it, log 0, and then it fills that block above it as log as air. Make sure you add the destroy, so it fills the log that's 2 blocks right above it, basically. And then now there's the 3 as well, so it's the same command but 3, and then there's the 4 part. So it's basically the same one but 4, and these commands are chain, unconditional, and always active. So this one's the same but 5, and this basically ensures that all the blocks are going to get removed, or it guarantees that all the blocks up to 7 high oak tree is going to get all cleared up. As if you just have this command, there could be a risk that it only removes a few blocks. So yeah. The next one is birch. It's exactly the same with the oak, but this time it's just called birch log, and it detects, you know, the one above it, and then it fills the one above it as well. Air 0 destroy, meaning that it's going to fill it with air. I will leave the commands in the description as well this time, so that means you guys can copy them, and that's all well and good. So it fills the one, so when you break it, fills the one right above it as log as well. And then this one's going to be the same one but 2, so it fills basically 2 blocks above where the item is. But this detect command makes sure that the log that's 2 blocks above it is, you know, log, so it isn't like leaves or something like that, so it doesn't remove any of the leaves. Same one but 3, then 4, 5, 6 as well. You guys get the gist. It's the same with the spruce as well, but this time it's just spruce log as well. Name equals spruce log. Ensure that you add the capitals, just in case it's case sensitive. You can see it says log 1 as well. That is the item name as a block. Well, not the item name. It's basically the block. What it is, how Minecraft identifies the block. So you can see that one's log 1. This one's log 2, and this one is log 0. And then the acacia, I'm going to leave the dark oak and the jungle one until last, and I'll explain that in a minute. It's because the trunk is 2 by 2 and slightly different. So yeah, this one's the same, so it's log 2 and then 2, as that's the difference. So it's basically acacia log, and it says log 2 and then 2 right up here, as you see. And then it fills the one above it with air. 0 destroy, make sure you add the destroy, and then you get the gist. It goes to 2, and then all the numbers where the tildes are, so 3 3 3, then should be 4 4 4, 5 5 5, the same thing. you can copy all these commands and they'll work. There's no coordinates, so it's just in case you guys want to know how it works and stuff like that. And then 777, you know, you get the point. Now I'm going to do jungle and dark oak. So dark oak is a little bit different. With the first one, you can see that, you know, execute at e type equals name, not type equals name, sorry, type equals item, name equals dark oak log, tilde, 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 and it detects the one above it as log 2. Then it fills basically where the stump is. So you can see there's tilde -1, tilde, tilde, -1, and then tilde 1, tilde 1, tilde 1. And the main reason why we go onto the X and Z axes of the tilde, because the tildes mean where the current command is being performed, and then the -1 means that, so let's say if we've got an item and you want to clear the block that's next to the item, you know, you put -1 or +1, depends really. Let's go back here. Now, because this makes sure that all the logs are going to be on the ground where, so there's always going to be logs underneath, log as in like, you know, item form, underneath the stump. So this ensures, and basically now it's the same thing, so we've got log 2, fill, tilde, tilde 2, tilde, tilde, tilde 2, air, destroy. So now that means that it's going to cascade upwards. So basically there's going to be logs, so it's basically going to be 4 trees, like, all put together, and now the bottom ones are going to get destroyed all at once, and then the tops are going to be destroyed, or, I mean, the corners are going to be destroyed by the separate logs that have just been destroyed, and it's just going to cascade upwards. So detect tilde, tilde 3, log 2, 1, fill. Oh yeah, with the dark oak, it's log 2, 1. So yeah, you can see if I do /set block, just here, tilde, 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 log. So if I do log 2, then 1, it's gonna do dark oak. It basically cascades upwards in the corners separately, like a single tree, but basically put in all 4 corners. So now it's just basically the same principle as tool, but instead it's just dark oak log and log 2, 1 just here, as you can see. Air 0 destroy, that's the same, and now it just does 4, 5, you know, 6, 7. And then we've got the jungle as well. The jungle is log 3. So execute at E, type equals item, name equals jungle log. As you have those quotation marks as well. Then it detects the one above it. That is log 3. So it makes sure that the jungle logs that's just been broken, there's jungle logs above it. So that's what the detect bit does. Then it fills a portion of it at the bottom with air, and then basically it does it in all the corners, and it basically cascades upwards. So, you know, detects 2 blocks above it, detects 3 blocks above it, and does how many it needs. So I hope you get that. Any questions, guys, please leave it in the comments. So yeah, now let's move on to Autosmelt. So this one, these commands, it may look confusing. It's just basically this one here, this chain that goes, this one goes up like that, and then this one goes up like that. So it's just 3 commands in a chain, but they're just set up like this. This one's just a ban one, so please do ignore that, that's not relevant. So I'll show you this one. This basically does the Autosmelt. This is the iron ore. So what it does is it executes, it performs a command on the behalf of the iron ore that's just been dropped when you mine it. Then it executes a command on the behalf of the player that is near it in a radius of 6 blocks, and C equals 1. So make sure that only does 1 player. And then it gives AP iron ingot. So basically, when you mine the iron ore, it basically gives you an iron ingot. But you still got the iron ore in your inventory, and you don't get any XP. So the next command is what gives you the XP. So it executes the iron ore again, which executes the player to summon an XP orb. This the player, summons an XP orb, and it gets a little bit of XP. And then the last command basically kills the iron ore. So make sure that you get the iron ingot, XP, and that's it. You don't get the iron ore. So execute AE type equals item, name equals iron ore. Then it executes the nearest player to kill AE name equals iron ore, radius equals 6, C equals 1. So yeah. Now the gold is basically the same. Yeah. But just replaced with gold ingot and gold ore. So it says name equals gold ore. Then it executes, the player rate equals 6, C equals 1, and then it gives AP a golden ingot. And then the same thing here with gold ore, summon XP, or basically exactly the same. In the description will be all the commands needed. Then it executes gold ore to basically execute the player, and then the player kills the gold ore that's near it. So it always makes sure it does the correct gold ore, so yeah, it doesn't do multiple in the whole world or something like that, as it will not work. Now, last but not least is the auto cook. Now you can see there's only a repeating command block and a chain command block, so it only involves 2 commands per item. So yeah, and you can do it so like if you get dropped an item, it replaces it with something else. If you really wanted to, you can do that. So if you get sand, it turns into glass. If you want to make it so if you get given dirt, it turns into diamonds. That's if you really wanted to. So it executes the item, type name equals raw chicken, and then it executes the player. So it's the same concept as the last, the Autosmelt commands, but this time it's just without the XP orb. So it's basically the one that gives you the cooked chicken and the kill command. So you can see executes AP radius equals 6, C equals 1 to give AP cooked chicken. Then the next one down is executing the name or the item, which is called raw chicken, to execute the player, and then the player will kill the raw chicken. So that means you just only get cooked chicken. Radius equals 6, choice equals 1. Choice is important. Make sure you keep C equals 1, so it only does 1 chicken. It doesn't kill. Because if you get 2 chicken, it could only give you 1 piece, or it could only kill 1 chicken. So ensure that you do that. And it's the same principle, but this time it's called raw pork chop. Make sure you have the quotation marks when it comes to name equals raw pork chop. Then it kills name equals raw pork chop. And then execute at you. Same thing. It gives and then it kills it. With the mutton, it's slightly weird. So basically, instead of it's give out mutton cooked. So this is the first one. So it executes, raw mutton. That's the name of the item, and then it gives you the item mutton cooked, which is a little bit confusing. Why it's not cooked _ mutton? It's mutton cooked. A little bit weird. Don't ask why Minecraft did that. So yeah. So execute AP radius equals 6, C equals 1, give up P mutton cooked. So yeah, and then this one's the same one. Execute AE type equals item name equals raw mutton, and then it basically executes the nearest player, and then the player will kill the raw mutton. C equals 1. Make sure it only kills 1 at a time, as there could be a confusion. All the other ones are the same, so I'll just whiz through this as I've already explained them. They're basically the same command, but with just different names, and it gives you different items, so raw pod, stuff like that. I've already did this one. So yeah. Just quickly show you them. So yeah. Okay, so guys, this is all I got for you today, so thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope this helped you in your guys' worlds, so it's good for map making, or UHCs, or anything really like that. So be sure to like and subscribe, as that would be very helpful towards the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to KJ Players on YouTube, and I'll leave him in the end card as well. And goodbye.